What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ranting with Wrenches. Joe, this is Ricky. So today we're going to be talking about ECU tunes, all types of tunes today. Standalone ECU tunes, and maybe chipped or flash tunes, access ports. Maybe sending your ECU out to a tuning company.
So like a bench tune.
Yeah, and getting it flashed from them, and then they send it back to you. But which one would you say is like the easiest way to get tuned? I'm not talking about as much as like a top, you know what I mean? Like a dyno tune. But if you can't afford a dyno tune, like which one would you go with?
Well, so I think a dyno tune is more, you've got to tune, the car's running. You want something very, very precise.
Yeah.
And you want a specific number. You go with a dyno tune. I think these, your flash tunes, your chip tunes, those kind of generic, dare I say, over-the-counter tunes.
Yeah.
Are for people who just are like, okay, what do I need to bolt on to be able to make my car a little bit faster?
Yeah.
Get some snack, crackle, and pops in my bowl, and
have some
shoot
fun.
And have some fun. Exactly. What you've got going on is, you got your access port, and then you can, like we were saying a little bit off camera,
yeah,
you've got your different files. You can, so if you got like a valet mode, you got a mode that maybe your wife can drop the car on, then you've got the mode that you drop the car on, and then like a track mode. So you can
I can
switch it out, but you're never really truly fully changing your ECU.
Yeah.
Similar to a standalone. Standalone is pretty much the same thing as an access port. You got your tunes, your information loaded up on there, and you have the unit kind of running into your wiring, saying, okay, read this one, stuff that one. Me personally, I would like to go with like an access port type of deal, because you don't have to do like the wiring. You just plug it up into your OBD port. Obviously, if you're like a hardcore guy and you're like, I'm keeping this forever, it's never going anywhere, it's mine, I'm gonna keep this bitch till the wheel falls off, then you're probably just might have some security functions built in by hardwiring it. I'm not really sure. I know I've looked around at some of them, but not all. But I like how you can change files and stuff like that and not have to compromise your car or leave it sitting for like days, weeks, months at a time.
So basically, all right, we use your Jetta. That's basically what you would say a bench tune.
Yeah.
You're just getting it flashed to whatever specs the tuner has for it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a flash or if it's a chip, but you send it out, and so you send. It could be chipped, but now so at that point, you're at the mercy of the tuner. Are they backed up? Are they on vacation? Whatever. And then when you sell the car, you've got to either have another ECU on hand to swap out if you want to make money off of the tuned ECU, or you just sell the entire car as is and try to get as much back for the money and time that you put into it as possible, which I think we talked about on another video. You're never going to get back the money you put into it. Oh, it was the stages of a tuner car, of building a car.
Yeah.
We'll link that up top and in the description. But yeah, you're never going to get back what you put into it.
Nope.
But I would much rather go for an access port and then have different driving modes instead of having to play around with the car's electronics, because it just doesn't have those capabilities.
It's true. Access port is the way. It is the way.
But if you didn't have an access port, you didn't get accustomed to it. Let's say you still had your old Honda, right?
Yeah.
Would you go with an OBD2 flash, like drive down to a shop somewhere, 15, 20 minutes, have them flash it? Would you go with a ECU chip tune, or would you go with a standalone? Because an access port would not be a possibility.
If I had my own Honda, I would get I don't know. I'll get whatever's available, to tell you the truth. It wouldn't even matter to me. So let's say like he'll know how to do that. He'll probably whatever he do, plug it in, the wires and all that.
Well, I would probably just fucking be like, all right, so what's the differences? Okay, I'm used to seeing this on the Subaru because of the flat, but maybe when VTEC kicks in, this is what. So he'd probably be able to figure it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, but it will also depend on the power output.
Okay.
If I'm going, let's say if I built a car to hold, let's say 4 something, I will go to a dyno, and I will go that route. But if I'm just built whatever,
but you're gonna need a tune before that to be able to even drive the car. You see what I'm saying? So, like if you're getting a Honda, right? Let's say I don't know, so you get a SI, right? Was 185, 190 horsepower, and you build up a motor for something like 420, 430 horse. You're gonna need like some type of a base map to run before you take it to the dyno. So in that case, which way are you going?
It'll have to be flashed to the ECU.
You go with flash?
Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't be hard to find.
Easiest route.
Should
Chip,
be.
you're looking at that's some time because now you gotta take the ECU.
Tell me about it.
Start soldering and stuff. It's like, but flash, plug it in. He does his thing. Check it out.
Yeah.
And let it run a little.
Another good thing, if you're willing to spend the money, which I was not, because I'm like for this price I could buy I could buy a project car for this price. I think it was like $1,200. It was basically like an access port, but it's a switcher. And so if you get like a stage 2 plus, it comes with the stage 2 plus, the stage 2, the stage 1 plus, the stage 1, and the bass, all in it. But then, and now, and the tune itself is only like 5, but it incorporates all the other subtunes. Like, oh, that's
okay.
That's a fucking deal. But then they're like, but in order to make use of it, you got to buy the switcher, which is like $300, and then you need the data cord.
So they want you to buy,
which is like another $200. So you're talking about $500 for the tune, $300 for the switcher, $200 for the cord. That's like $900, bro. Because you still got to factor in tax, and these niggas don't want to give you shipping. I'm sorry. I'm getting up in my feelings right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of those things where you gotta bite the dust.
I know.
If you want it, you got to spend.
Now, if it's something that I know I'm keeping, like no matter what, I'm keeping it. If I crash it, I'm rebuilding it. Then I would commit to something like that. Yeah. But something where there's a possibility of selling it down the line to somebody else, flipping it for something else, I'm not spending that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? To be able to plug an OBD2 port, an OBD port connection into my car. That's crazy. That shit better talk to me. I better be driving Kit from Knight Rider.
Your car is slow.
No. No. Maybe talk a little smack, but
oh my god. Well, all right. What do you think about the other, how you say it? I don't really, all right, they call them tuners or whatever they call them, but they only mess with throttle response, basically. It's like those tuners, like I see a lot of, I watch them on YouTube, a lot of truck guys, they want better response for their cars. They just change the throttle response a little.
I'm like, don't spend the $85. Get yourself a freaking short ram intake. You know what I mean? Just get a short ram intake filter, and there you go. That'll improve your throttle response right there.
I heard some of them work.
Yeah, it's just a manipulation of the system. So some of them, what they might do is they might advance or retard your timing to give you a faster response, or maybe hold a little bit more pressure in a little bit longer to give you a little bit more torque. And then yes, affect your throttle response for those vehicles that have electronic throttle body. There was something like that produced by CST or SCT for the Focus I had back in the day. You plug it into the OB port, 10-15 minutes, it loads it up, and it gave you an extra 10 to 15 horsepower based on your setup with no major modifications. And all that was an advance or retard in cam timing, and then an adjustment to the throttle positioning cable. So the electronics to the throttle response based on air intake, it adjusted it. It told the computer to do something different. I forget what they're called, but if you're just looking for a little bit, you know, if you're a little trigger happy with the pedal, then so be it. But don't line up next to me with it. Don't, because honestly, okay, you might get like a little quick jump, but that's gonna be it. You know what I mean? You might be able to light up the tires a little bit quicker, you know, on your friggin' Hyundai Sonata. You know what I mean? But you're not really gonna get nothing done. It's really all it is. Just quicker throttle response off the lines, and give you a little bit more of, you know, that G-force feeling from a dead stop. But at the end of the day, it's not. You're probably gonna wind up causing more damage than anything else, because you're now you're forcing your car to run away it's not supposed to run. You know what I mean? If it's not supposed to be advanced without the proper fuel air mixture, you know what I mean, then it's not. You know what I mean? I mean, I know a lot of them are like, oh, it doesn't damage your car, and I can't say whether it does or doesn't, because I mean, I used some ones, but it's a buddy of mine, Steve, like a long time ago, because he had the SVT Focus, and I had the ZX3, Z-Tech versus V-Tech. So that's all I was racing Hondas in it, but V-Tech killer. But I took it out just because I was too nervous. I didn't want to blow my motor, and like around like $3,000, it would start like the tack would start kind of jumping. I was like, no, take that shit out. So I just went with your good old fashioned mods.
That's good. Smart.
Yeah, tree fell on it anyway.
Hey, should just pop the roof back up.
You don't think I tried? All right, guys. All right. So that was our discussion on ECU tunes / setups. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think you would go for. Would you go for an access port, a standalone? Do you want your ECU chipped, or do you just want a good old flash that you can put in and take out at a later date? All right. So as always, Wrench Daily.